So if you and I have spent any amount of time together, you know that I am a huge Brandon Sanderson fan. He writes a lot of sci-fi and fantasy. Actually, if you look at my bookshelf behind me, this entire section here, these are Brandon Sanderson books. The little flag that's up here on the door is the Lightweaver flag that I see myself as. So Brandon Sanderson has an equal spot with my self-improvement work. Coming out in December, he has a new book, the 5th book in his Stormlight Archive set. Now, this set is, it's a monster set. These are the books, right, for the current 4 books of the Stormlight Archive. The first one, the small one, The Way of Kings, is only around 1,000, 1,100 pages. That's the small one. Now, again, these are the British publications. You can only get these from the UK. You'll notice that on my shelf up here, I have the normal, the normal hardbacks, and I also have the leather-bound versions of The Way of Kings and Words of Radiance. So, yes, I've spent way too much money on my Brandon Sanderson books, but I love it. Now, the challenge is that I have this thing that I do when I'm reading a series, especially when a new book comes out. I need to read the whole series up to the new book and then read the new book. Well, the 5th book in the Stormlight Archive comes out December 6th. So I started in August with, this stack of books, and I am almost through the 3rd book, which is Oathbringer. You can see here I'm almost done, the very end. And there is a section of this that I wanted to do this podcast about today because it really spoke to me. As you know, I talk a lot about purpose and a lot about, self-improvement. That's kind of my whole thing. And yet, I find time to read fiction because it's an escape. It's a way to help us release some of the tension and the challenges that we have. And there is a point in this book that that I want to share, and you don't have to know, about Brandon Sanderson. You don't have to know about the whole series to be able to get the value out of this piece. And this is, Dalinar writing. So I'm going to read this section and then we will discuss. The most important words a man can say are, "I will do better." These are not the most important words any man can say. I am a man, and they are what I needed to say. The ancient codes of the Knight's Radiant says, "Journey before destination." Some may call it a simple platitude, but it is far more. A journey will have pain and failure. It is not only the steps forward that we must accept, it is the stumbles, the trials, the knowledge that we will fail, that we will hurt those around us. But if we stop, if we accept the person we are when we fall, the journey ends. That failure becomes our destination. To love the journey is to accept no such end. I have found through painful experience that the most important step a person can take is always the next one. I am certain that some will feel threatened by this record. Some few may feel liberated. Most will simply feel that it should not exist. I need to write it anyway. I love that so much. As a, from the, knowing the series and knowing that there's a lot of power there, but the reality is that for us as human beings, we move forward in life. It is the journey that we are on. Our destination ultimately is the end of our lives, right? And that we need to be constantly on this journey. What is the most important step that we can take is the next one. I've made so many mistakes in my life. There are so many things that I look back and just cringe that, oh, God, I wish I hadn't done that. There are things that I look back in my life that I realize that have been painful, have been mistakes that I have made, things that I look back now on and cringe internally. How could I have done that? And yet, I have kept moving forward. I look back at, what I call the turning point of life, 2001, 2002, where, divorce and death of a parent and loss of a job all in a 3-month period. And it was a horrible scenario. And yet I look back now on it with almost fondness, because that was what made me grow. I had to become something more. It was either implode and, become this wretch of a human being, or grow from the experience and become more. And I took that path. I took the path of what's the most important step for me to take is the next one, to help learn from those mistakes. And honestly, it's why I do this podcast. It's why I'm doing this right now, is to help you take the next step. Here are the mistakes that I made. Here are the challenges I made. Here's the stupid shit that I did. And yet I moved forward. And so I would say for you, wherever you are right now, keep moving forward. Keep taking the next step. I understand that things may be hard. I understand that life is not going the way that you want it to go. I understand that you've made some stupid decisions. But you can fix it. You can take the next step forward. You can find what is your next move. We can fix what is broken within us. We can take all of the decisions, the bad decisions that we've made, and learn from them. And our next steps can be the right way. Our next steps can take us forward in life. So I'm not concerned that you've made mistakes. Every single person in this world has made a mistake. Every single person that you will ever meet has done shit that they are ashamed of. And it's okay. It is okay to make mistakes. Just don't keep making the same one over and over and over again. The most important step that you can take is the next one. The most important words anyone can say is, I will do better. Those are the words that we can say. No matter what you've screwed up, no matter how you see your life, I will do better. That is my wish for you. Because trust me, I've made so many mistakes. I've screwed up in so many ways, right? Things that I hope you never have to deal with, right? But know that you can do better. But we have to decide today that we forgive ourselves and know that tomorrow I will do better. So that's what I want. I want you to say to yourself, repeat after me, I forgive myself and I will do better. Doesn't mean you're going to get it all right, but you will do better. And I don't know you personally. I would love to, but I don't know who you are. I don't know what you've been through. I've been through a whole bunch of shit in my life, but I also realize that there are people who've gone through far worse than I will ever know. But no matter where you are, I forgive myself and I will do better. That's what I want you to say. And that's what I want you to be. And if I can be a small portion of that journey, I want to be there. If this speaks to you, like this video, send me a note, whatever it is. I forgive you. And I ask you to forgive yourself and say, from now on, I will be better. Can we do that? Will you promise me that? I forgive you. I ask you to forgive you. And from now on, I will be better. All right, my friends. Until then, keep living your life to the third power and constantly be, how can I be better? All right, till tomorrow.